Welcome to the Locksmith podcast, a podcast that either you're watching because you actually care or because you have nothing better to do in quarantine. My name is Jackson.
My name's Josiah.
My name's Ken.
We apologize for the static. We're having technical difficulties.
Yes.
No, I can take that out. I can take that out in post.
Whatever.
And if I ever seem distracted, I'm doing something else.
Okay.
Okay. Our first topic is Josiah, would you like to explain this one?
What is there to explain?
More why it
Oh, no,
came.
It's very random. Our first
Yeah.
topic is favorite colors. Josiah, you can explain why we chose that one.
I will
Or
once
why
we
you chose that one.
each say our favorite colors. I will explain.
Azul.
Same. Blue.
Orange.
All right. And so the reason
Random
that
question.
we popped up this segment here is because our next segment is perception. So the sort of thing like, you will never know if your friends see the same colors as you do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like mine's red might be somebody else's green.
Yeah.
And if you're
And
truly colorblind, it can be a gray or black.
Yeah.
Or if you're just blind, period, a color could be nothing. You can't
Like,
discriminate.
It does make me curious. Like,
Yeah.
if you're blind, do you see blackness or do you see
That's-
white or do you
That's
just
what I
see-
wonder. And I mean, like when you have blind people imagine things, like imagine how things would look. What colors do they see?
I've always heard people explain it like you've seen nothing, but that never tells me is that black, white, gray, turquoise, magenta, nothing like that. Just says I see nothing. And that sums it real well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I guess they wouldn't really have something to base what they think the world looks like off of. Because I mean, if you never see anything, it's hard to understand what sight is.
It's kind of like asking a deaf person, what do you hear?
Or
Do you hear
like what?
rain? Do you hear nothing?
what is like asking a deaf person what does someone's voice sound like?
Yeah.
No,
Doesn't really
It's
that's
true.
really cute.
That's not
That's
true because there could be an actual like tinnitus. Tinnitus can be so loud it blocks out other noises, so it can
Yeah.
act like you're deaf. So therefore, that's why it's like asking a deaf person, "What do you hear?"
Yeah.
That's why I said that.
Yeah. And I mean, the same thing kind of goes for all the other senses too. Like when you explain to someone, like when you're talking to someone about how things taste sweet or something, it's you don't know if they experience the same like feeling that you get when you taste something sweet as they do.
Exactly. So basically, you do have to be careful with other people because you can't really just say something random because they might see that a different way than you do. If you say that something or someone is not doing something they should or that something is wrong, then to someone else they might not see it that way. So you do have to be mindful of that.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the mental version of the color thing.
Like if like you can't just go up to someone and say you can't just throw your opinions around, force your opinions on other people because that's
It's rude.
very rude.
Yeah.
Like you come up to someone and say you should never wear that dress again or that shirt or that tuxedo. Or
Never
whatever.
wear the color blue, Jackson.
You should never wear the color blue. It makes you look fat.
What, Tanner?
Not really, but
But yet school systems do
Never
that constantly.
come on, it's not.
That's true.
You
But I
know,
think
You
school
can't-
systems do it more on the like the majority consensus
Yeah.
sort of thing.
no, whenever teachers push viewpoints that no one is talking about and push ideas
Well-
that weren't even nearly related to anything.
Yeah,
Just
I
pushing
can.
random
Yeah,
topics.
teachers do that. I would say like the rules school system has, most of them
Well,
are
those are mostly
are
federally
What?
regulated, so they're mostly federally and state regulated of what
Yeah.
you can and cannot talk about.
yeah. But I mean stuff like dress code, it's like the consensus, not necessarily of students, but of the teachers and the staff. And mostly the administration, I would think.
Unless if you're in a middle school that says you cannot wear sweatpants, which makes no
Yeah.
sense.
They did change that.
In our, what was it, last year there?
Or maybe it was our second to last.
No, it was the last year. Mm, you're right. It was the second to last, I think, where they said that guys could wear earrings and stuff like that.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Because a bunch of
Mhm.
people were like going crazy and getting mad.
Yep.
Uh,
Um,
do we need
well,
to go on
that-
to the next segment?
Sure.
Okay.
This is
Alright,
going to be a hard one to me. I'm basically going to bite my tongue for this next one.
Okay. So then this segment is basically how it's kind of like how if a politician were to say something about a subject, and then that person people hear him say that, and then they take that into account whenever someone else brings up that subject, and it alters their point of view, it just because of the politics of it. That's what we're talking about.
Like if a politician comes up and says that and states their opinion on someone or something or an idea or a certain law or whatever, that politician might sway a lot of people into thinking one way about that particular genre.
Here's an
Then-
example.
And then
It's like having a politician say maple syrup is edible glue. A politician can say that. People trust that politician. People believe that. Granted, it's sticky like glue, but it's not an actual
Yeah.
glue.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
and
And
then
like
someone else looks at that and says, okay, well, maple syrup is basically edible glue.
And
And
then there goes all
and
of
that's
Canada's economy.
sticky, and that's sticky and whatever, then one that, yes, that might destroy the economy of whatever areas make maple syrup. But then also
Canada.
Shannon said Canada.
there's another item that is liquid and sticky, like sodas. Some sodas, if you like pour it on the
Soda
and
is
don't-
extremely liquid glue.
Have you ever spilt a Mountain Dew?
oh
Yeah.
yes.
Not necessarily Mountain
Put it-
Dew, but I've spilled sodas.
like
No.
liquid so sticky.
I say Mountain Dew specifically. There's so much sugar and caffeine
Yeah.
in it. It's like spilling actual glue.
And like you say, so then people think, okay, well, if syrup is like edible glue and it's sticky and liquid, Mountain Dew is also sticky and liquid, therefore it is also edible glue. So then the Mountain Dew company might go out of business because this guy
They don't want.
said
They
that.
don't want kids. Or
Pouring Mountain
like
Dew on their art.
Yeah, where people put Mountain Dew on their like preschool projects.
Like in school, like the teacher just says, "Hey, kids, make sure you bring your Mountain Dew tomorrow. We're gonna be doing an art project."
we're doing arts and crafts, kids. Don't forget your Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
God, could you imagine some of the at-home conversations like that?
Yes.
The teacher said,
Yeah.
What did you do today at school, Timmy? We played with
We-
glue. Or we played with Mountain Dew. Wait,
You what?
Mountain Dew glue. We built a. I don't know. I'm trying to think
We poured Mountain Dew on paper.
yes.
And we covered it with glitter.
We stuck glitter in Mountain Dew and then we covered everything in it.
But like one of those things, like I've had an experience with one of these situations. I was talking to my parents about climate change and that sort of thing, and they would both come at me and say, like, you're just saying this because of all this political stuff. I'm like, I am not political at all. I know nothing about the politics of it, and it seems like they were biased on it because of a politician. And it was like, it's not, that shouldn't alter your point of view unless they're using, facts and they're like, being sensible.
I want to make a comment on that, but I'm not gonna.
In general, any person who's in a position of power should be careful with what they say because they might accidentally influence people.
Mm-hmm. Did y'all hear that Kanye West is running for president?
Yes, I actually heard that, and I started laughing.
It would be pretty funny though.
It would, but it would probably be pretty bad for the country.
How fast would it take for the economy to collapse? How fast?
How long would it take?
I'm saying minutes.
Not long. It's already collapsed.
No, I'm saying 1920s collapse.
The coronavirus.
So you mean like the 2020 depression collapse?
More like 2021.
Yeah.
2021 to 2024. Yeah.
So, by the time we graduate, it'll end. Maybe sophomore year of college.
Maybe. See, I make that joke, but I feel like he wouldn't be horrible as long as he runs the country like a business.
Yeah, he would do some stuff. I mean, nobody can do everything perfectly, but I think he would do some. Like Kanye West would do some stuff correct and do well in some areas.
Saying what I'm about to say off record, as in it doesn't go in.
Hi, this audio is made to cover up what Tanner wanted to say since he didn't want it included in the published version. Hi, Harry Potter. I'm just gonna repeat this cover up.
Except for like Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, they're constantly like sending spies after each other.
It's not
trying to figure out each other's chicken secrets. Or really more like, I don't know, like, I don't feel like they would be doing that. I feel like they're just like, I don't know, probably like all those burger places, like Dairy Queen, Burger King.
I could see McDonald's having one. I could see
would
McDonald's
do that. McDonald's has like an entire spy agency to them. Just like.
What do you do for McDonald's? Spy. What?
I spy. Who do you spy on? If I told you that, I'd have to kill you.
What's
so
your
you eat one of their burgers?
What's your weapon of choice?
Yeah, you'd feed them like 20 of their burgers, and then they'd die.
No. Like
what is your weapon of choice? A Big Mac. Agent 00 McNugget.
No, Agent Double number 2 on the menu.
Yes.
I'd like a special 002.
Yes.
No, and all their special operations guys would be the like secret menu stuff.
Everything they have is like every operation name is like something on the menu. Operation Big Mac. Operation. I don't know. I don't really know anything on their menu.
Operation Egg McMuffin.
If you eat this meal, you become an operative.
Yes. Like there's a certain meal that you can order, and then they'll like trade you to being
a SEAL.
Being a McDonald's agent.
That would be like a super interesting thing. Like they teach you how to be whatever they're gonna teach you for like $4.
Yeah. You come up and like
$4. You are now a spy.
You come up and order like, I don't know.
For $4, McDonald's can train you to become a Spetsnaz.
Yeah.
Little known fact. This can go in or not. Did you know that in the 90s, the Spetsnaz, the Russian Special Forces, had a clear movie theater? They used fentanyl gas. They gave everyone a massive OD, went in and killed some of the killed most of the hostages and killed the terrorists. Or she killed all the hostages that were left.
Huh.
It's called the Moscow hostage crisis. Moscow movie hostage crisis.
Maybe we should cover that on the next history podcast.
That's really why you don't try to take hostages in Russia.
No, that's why.
Because you're not
that's
going
what-
to get what you want.
That's why you don't call them Spetsnaz to take out hostages.
That's just why you
In
and
fact,
why you don't and why you
The,
just
the
don't
only
take
reason
hostages
why
in Russia.
a lot of people died is because they collapsed forward and not backwards, so they impeded their breathing,
Mm.
and they just kind of asphyxiated.
Asphyxiation is not a fun way to die.
Yeah.
Not that I know personally, but I would assume
Josiah,
That's
what,
the
what,
thing.
what are
Although I
you
bet
not
your
telling
girlfriend
us?
nothing. I haven't ever died. Past that.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Are you sure it's not your robot kicking in?
Yes, I'm sure, Tanner.
I'm pretty sure your
How would
girlfriend
I asphyxiate if I was a robot?
Like, no, like you're a cyborg trying to deny that you were once human. Yeah, never mind.
I told Harry Potter that I was once human, and then I got turned into a robot because I ran into a bookcase, but she didn't believe me.
Didn't Harry Potter die like 12 times or something like that? Didn't she?
What?
Hasn't Harry
I
Potter
don't-
died like 12 times?
She's killed me at least 7, I think.
How many times has she?
Isn't Lord of the Rings significantly better?
Lord of the Rings.
Tanner,
Okay, we
you're
should
not-
have like a podcast. It's just like us talking about different book series.
The three of us just need to make a really nerdy version of this.
Just one podcast. It's just like the nerd podcast where we
I
just
agree.
geek out over
That's-
different. Just
Harry
like
Potter does
have
want us to
a
cover
big
Harry
geek
Potter.
And whenever y'all do that one, I ain't coming, or I'm gonna.
I
mute
told her
myself
that
in.
I told her when because I asked her what topics she was thinking we should do. She said Harry Potter. I was like, yeah, I'd have to run that by Tanner first. I doubt he'd want to do it.
No, if we were to do the argument of which one is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings,
I'm not going to enter into that because I don't really have a preference.
That's
oh, I'm
think they're both really
completely
good.
biased.
the movies. Lord of the Rings movies are way better.
You're not wrong, but you're not right.
Well, yeah, because they did a terrible job on the Harry Potter movies.
They didn't
I
do
mean,
a
the
terrible
first-
job.
the
It
first-
wasn't too bad.
The first few were good, but then like the last couple were just terrible. Like they skipped out on so much. They had so much potential, and they just
They skipped out on a lot of stuff, yeah. But I mean, as far as the storyline goes, it was about the same.
storyline was.
Like, it wasn't a bad movie. It was just it could have been better.
It could have been way better.
We should keep
Like,
the stuff for the
movie,
podcast
yeah,
where
the
we're doing
movie was
this.
good, but like there was so much stuff that I wish they would have added.
Yeah.
That's what annoys me about the Harry Potter movies.
Hmm.
They could have put so much extra stuff in there, and they also really didn't pay attention for some stuff.
Yep.
Like
All right.
they kind of ignored a few things.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to the next segment?
This one is cryptocurrency.
Yep.
Which I know absolutely nothing about, so I am probably not going to be talking much for this segment.
Well, this one isn't really like it's. So, have y'all heard all the drama around cryptocurrency recently? Like, all
Not
the,
recently.
like if you go on Google News, it's all over the place. There's stuff like they're just all over the place. Like this, it's the big fall of Bitcoin's gonna be here, or the big it's gonna get to 1 million by this point. It's really weird. But the more thing I wanted to focus on is have y'all know how much these are worth, right?
I don't.
A Bitcoin right now is worth $9,340.44.
Okay.
And then stuff like the is worth actually I'm not sure how much that is worth.
The scary thing is, you realize one day economies will be based off of cryptocurrency. That's the scary thing.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
Eventually.
That is because you realize. I said it's scary because of the fact that you think gold or the U.S. dollar is unstable.
Mhm.
Imagine like the main cryptocurrency servers like
Yeah.
crashing. it would be worthless.
Yeah, really.
Yes.
There would be
And I mean,
no.
like
Something a
cryptocurrencies right
billion
now, cryptocurrencies, like you have a wallet to store your like you have a wallet address, and that wallet address is accessed by your client, and then your address holds all of your money. So if you lose your address, or if you delete your client and you can't get it back, you can no longer use that money. It's gone forever. No
Now,
one uses it.
here's a really good question: would there be physical variants of it?
I would think it would be like Apple Pay sort of thing. You have a card for it.
So if you lose your phone, you're doomed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily, because we have accounts now for stuff, which is also kind of a scary aspect, because if your account gets hacked, like your Google account, well, you're doomed.
Yeah.
See,
Then
and
they have access
and
to literally your entire life.
and there are
Yeah.
also people who keep their passwords and stuff on their phones.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name names, but just gonna put that there.
Can you name a name? I want to know a name.
Human being Tanner is associated with.
Huh?
Human being Tanner is associated with.
As long as it's like off
Oh.
record.
I can filter that if you want.
Yeah, if
That's
you
okay.
wouldn't mind keeping that off the
Yeah.
the list.
Yes, we don't want someone tracking down,
Human being Tanner is associated with.
coming in, figuring out all
Human being Tanner is associated with.
his passwords.
That would not be good.
That would be no bueno.
Once again, she actually went to go get tested for COVID, by the way.
What?
She actually went to go get tested.
Oh, have
She
you
doesn't
gotten
have it.
results yet? Oh, she
No.
doesn't. Okay, that's good.
I have
There's-
not yet, but I don't
there's-
think I need to.
No way.
If
she
you're not
does.
coughing, then you don't need to yet.
Yeah, no. Although yesterday I sneezed 12 times in a row, and I was just like,
Sneezing's
"Oh,
not one of the symptoms.
I've had one of those days.
yes, where you just
I
sneeze
cough.
12 times in an hour."
I don't know what it is with me, but I cough all the time. And I went to go get tested, and like we talked about this on the podcast before, I was negative. But like it's been so long that there's no way to tell if I'm still negative, except that my symptoms aren't very severe. So
Oh, by the way, since the last podcast, we got a new HVAC system. I'm really happy because it's so cold in my house. I've had to put a jacket on.
oh, you're lucky. Ah,
So lucky. My house is melted.
yes.
I've
Like at
had
night, I cannot sleep for like hours every night
Oh,
because
oh.
when it's so hot.
Oh, you're gonna
two,
love
just,
this
I
even
can't
more.
sleep.
I'm sweating and walking
My
around
new
in a bathing
system.
suit.
My new system is a dual stage, so it will, like, for a minute and a half, run at really low speed, so it will take all the air in the house, run it over the coil, and get rid of all the humidity.
Dang.
You're
So it's basically, yeah, mm-hmm.
how much was it? I want to see it. Maybe I could get my parents to get one.
I'll tell you later, but it was not small.
He never told me.
It was not small by any means.
We would
It's
need that. I mean, it's so
It-
hot over
it- okay.
here.
Here.
Whew.
If you know HVAC companies, it was the company Train, if that gives you any scale of how much it cost,
Hmm.
which I know it
I
doesn't.
mean, hey, if it works,
Oh,
that's
it's so nice.
great for you.
Well, I guess
You also got a new
we're going
fridge.
to Disney World this year.
That's good.
It's one of
What?
those smart fridges.
I guess that means you guys ain't going to Disney World this year.
I don't think anyone's going to Disney World this year.
You got a point, though.
Oh no,
They
they've actually started letting people back in and making
Yeah, that's
reservations.
right. I heard that. Yeah, don't they have like a certain amount of people that can be in the parks at one time?
Yeah, that usually reaches like 100,000 people. Oh no, our massive park's only going to allow 50,000 people in it. Oh no.
Exactly.
That's still a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part. I know, but I'm saying it from Disney's standpoint. Oh, sorry, that's only one of our parks. I just want to point
Yep.
out that is the size of most cities, or
That's
a lot of
13
cities.
times the amount of people
That's
in
the
our
size of
school.
a small. That's like the size
Mhm.
of a small town
Yeah.
Yeah,
or a large
or
town.
ready for this? Some rural counties.
Yeah.
Oh, did y'all know
County.
that Samsung actually tried to make like their own small city?
Really?
Yeah,
Did you know Toyota has their own city?
I did not.
It's called Toyota Japan.
Doesn't really surprise me.
I know. I think either Yamaha has a city or like a block named after it in Japan, and so it is Mitsubishi and Mitsubishi and Hyundai, I think.
Mm.
Honda just basically runs the country because they make so many different cars and sell them everywhere.
Mhm.
This has gotten off topic.
Yeah, it really has.
I mean, as long as we're generating content.
Exactly.
This
Next
is
topic.
this really should be the next one we make. Just sort of off the block.
Yes. that's
Yeah.
what-
Just random conversation.
Yeah, we need to do that for one of them.
That should be the next one. No, that should be number 10.
We should because I believe
We should do
what
like
was it?
every fifth
Indiana.
one.
I believe Indiana wants to be a guest one time.
Every fifth one, we should just talk. Just
Okay, so
see where.
so that means that in 2 we'll have to make one of those.
Yeah, we'll just
Okay.
see where it goes.
Which
By
I'm
the
not
time-
opposed to.
Should we have our 10th podcast be
Yeah.
Yeah. So every
Random
5,
conversation?
like what
Alright,
Jackson
so-
said.
in 2 weeks?
And then whenever we feel like it, we just bring in a guest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not opposed to guests.
I know both Indiana and Harry Potter wanted to be in one.
Yeah.
I don't think Harry Potter was allowed to, but I think Indiana is. So we get her in for one.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to move on to the next segment? What is the next one?
COVID.
That's
It's like we're
right.
doing COVID every single time now.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah. This
Almost as if that's the entire thing this is based off of.
All right. I did I wasn't gonna do COVID initially, but there is a I saw in the news about the stuff that we're gonna talk about, and so I was like, why not? So our focus for this segment is the possible cures, or at least like treatments.
Yes.
I don't know how to pronounce the first one. Jackson, do you want to give it a shot?
Remdesivir.
That's what I would have thought. Yeah, remdesivir. But it,
Colchicine is the next one, I think.
yeah.
I'm gonna try to
Colchicine.
figure out. Let's
At
play a
first I
game.
thought it said chlorine.
Let's play. Yeah, chlorine.
Yeah, let's kill off
Yeah,
the
here.
let's
come here,
kill
come
off
here.
the
This bitch.
the-
I'm just
the
gonna inject you
victims.
with chlorine.
you kill off the victims, they can't spread it anymore. Just kidding, it's not a virus.
Yeah, come here.
Uh,
Come on this bench. I'm gonna inject you with chlorine.
English.
Anyway, so they when they tested remdesivir, they tested it against, like, they had their control was a placebo, so they gave remdesivir to half, and then some random powdery pill, just the other half that doesn't have any effect. But they told them both it was the drug, and the remdesivir did better. It shortened the time to recovery, and it lowered the what was it? I believe it lowered the I worded this really weirdly in the document. I believe it decreases the inflammation in the respiratory tract. So, like, in your lungs, it decreases like what makes you cough, pretty much. I think.
Yeah.
And then the next one is colchicine.
At least that's
I
how I
didn't-
think it's pronounced.
Yeah, I looked
play
it up.
game.
I looked it up, and Google said it was colchicine. So
Let's play a
hopefully
game.
it's
How
colchicine.
many words we can mess up?
Yes.
Oh, I can butcher
Colchicine.
so many of them.
It's pronounced colchicine.
It
It's
sounds like
called I'm
colchicine.
Southern.
Yes. You should.
Colchicine.
Colchicine.
Anyway, I didn't look too much into colchicine. I didn't look too much into colchicine. but the one site I did see said that it decreased the inflammation, so it doesn't necessarily lower the infectivity or the death rate, but you don't cough as much. It's kind of like it soothes you kind of. And then the last one is the one that I'm excited for because I think it might work. It's doesn't have a name really. It's just synthetic antibodies. Have all of y'all heard about this one? Besides over the group chat?
Nope. Like I followed the
Alright.
group chat.
Yeah, I know. I meant Jackson because I know Jackson may have seen it.
No idea.
Anyway, so the way this one works is it so the coronavirus when you get infected with it, it binds to a receptor on the cells of your lungs, and that's how it gives you the virus. And so the way this antibody works is they make an antibody that replicates the receptor. And so instead of bonding to your cells, it bonds to the antibody. And in some cases, I think it said it actually bonds more tightly to the antibody than to the cells. So it pretty much it takes the virus, and since it's not a cell, the virus doesn't replicate anymore. So it just kind of neutralizes the virus. So it makes sense. And they tested it. Let's see. Oh, so it looks like it. Okay. So it binds. So this was the same receptor that SARS bonded to. And it worked on SARS too. And it I think coronavirus bonds tighter to the antibody than SARS does. Jackson, you know what SARS is, right?
Kind of.
It's another coronavirus.
Oh yeah. I know that one.
Yeah. So yeah, that was and they've done tests and it seems to work. So hopefully it'll be out soon. Do what?
What, I don't get asked if I do or do I know what SARS is?
Yeah, I already know what SARS is.
I know.
We've talked about it on past podcasts. I know you know what it is.
That's right, we have.
Yeah. It was on the
It's my
second
memory.
one. Or it was either the second
It's
or
my
third.
memory.
No,
I promise you it's slipping.
No, it wasn't the second one because I don't think you were in the second one.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I've been in all but that one.
Yeah. But I remember we talked about it in one of them.
The first one, because
So-
that's when we started all this.
Yeah.
Because one of
it
the
may have
first
been.
one was the Rona.
The first one was Billboard Band and Relationships. But I do think we may have ended up talking about it after we had recorded.
That's possible.
Anyway, because we were still going to go to New York at that point, and we were excited because we were going to get to record where the coronavirus was.
Yeah.
That didn't end up happening.
No, that would have been pretty funny though.
It would have been, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the coronavirus segment.
Segment 6. Bands again.
Yes. This one, though, we can focus on other stuff, but I also want to hit the social, like the band camp. Both of y'all have been to band camp, right?
See, yeah, now's the time when band camp is starting up. Everybody's doing their whatever band camp stuff. Obviously, it's but now we have to do social distancing with that. It's a little weird, a bit awkward.
Yep.
But yeah,
Tanner and I both have experience with the face guards.
I
Hate
want to
those
see a
things.
picture of those.
Here, I got it right here. Here,
Then that's
I got it right here.
Please, I want to know what they look like.
Here, let me turn on my camera real quick.
Someone we both know has a picture of one of me in it.
Is it?
Who? Oh, is
Yeah,
it
who
is
do you-
it Indiana?
No, not at all.
Oh,
So,
I'm
yes.
gonna ask her for that.
She's the only person who documents things in depth.
That's true. This is the face mask.
I'm gonna ask her for that. Oh dang.
She really is the document person of the group.
She likes pictures. Indiana likes pictures.
The thing
Do I
is-
sound weirder with this on?
a little bit, but
How about now? Is this worse?
how I felt. I fell out my chair.
I hated this thing. I really did.
Yeah.
It didn't help I was on the floor as well. Like actually
and-
kneeling on the floor.
Yeah. Poor Tanner. We were so we went up to get our stands because we were in the back row, and there weren't enough stands. We were missing 5, and
One of our drum majors.
Indiana and Tanner, or I guess you have to censor out his name. He took one of our drum majors, and
Female friend whom we dubbed Indiana.
but I'm screwing up names. Took one of our drum majors, Tanner and Indiana, and they went and got chairs. Sorry, this was music stands. But anyway, there weren't enough. They came back with 3. There were 2 missing. Indiana got one that didn't work. She had to kneel. Tanner got a chair. So he had
Super,
to,
super high tech.
yeah.
I
You're-
mean,
you're
like,
so
the most
lucky,
high
Tanner.
tech.
Like,
Like,
you're the
in
luckiest
the
person on
fact-
earth. You got the most amazing music stand ever.
It's
It took
so
years to
new,
develop.
no one knows.
It took like decades to develop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
And my
a
knees
different
only
color than
hurted.
the rest.
And my knees only hurt for a day and a half later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's my thing with social distancing in band camp.
Mm-hmm.
We're outside.
Well, not
So
yet.
there-
We will be eventually.
So therefore, we're already most likely 6 feet apart. And we've been
Mhm.
told repeatedly, UV light will kill it. UV light will kill it. It won't harm you in UV light.
I am not sure of the legitimacy of this statement.
And now we're being told, don't go outside because it could risk harming you.
Is that what we're being told?
I've heard people say that, and you wonder why I don't care at this point.
Neither
We have-
does what was his name? I think his name was Tom last time we gave him a pseudonym. The other male flautist. He doesn't care either.
I mean, I'm at the point of when you're going to give me 2 completely different reasons to do this, I'm going to go straight in the middle and say, I don't care.
I'm at the point
I
where
think-
I don't care if I get it. I will follow like instructions just to like comfort and the safety of others. But at this point, if I get it, it's not that big of a deal to me.
And,
mean,
and here's,
yeah.
here's another thing.
Hmm.
Actually, I forgot what I was going to say. Well,
Brain fart.
But I mean, at this point, it's not going to affect me too much, other than the fact that I will be quarantined in my room and coughing.
so a normal day.
Yes.
I'll just be chilling in
Well,
my basement. for a month.
Typically, I'm not quarantined in my room, but I do cough a lot. So
I mean, for me, I would just be stuck chilling in my basement.
mhm.
Which is fine. I can just chill with and watch Netflix for hours.
Hey, what do y'all think of the music that we got for the
I really like it.
thing?
I like
If this is off record,
Irony.
I think people have actually forgotten what history is meant to do.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I get what you're saying now. Yeah.
Because think of it, people in the United Kingdom are trying to take down Winston Churchill's statue for saying he's racist. The man only stopped the Nazis from taking over the free world. Yes, because he's racist.
Yep.
They're trying to take down Abraham Lincoln statues because, and I quote, there are many pictures of black men kneeling to him. How about it's because the fact
There's
that
pictures of white guys kneeling to him too.
how about because the fact that I don't know, he only that's right, freed them.
shit.
I actually think people have forgotten what history is.
Yeah.
When you start taking down statues, start destroying monuments, you're at the point where you're asking for this stuff to repeat itself.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything. You're not fixing it. You're not solving it. You're not being the power of the man. Man. You're just making it worse.
It gets to the point where it's like you're trying to find something to be mad at because you've already
been mad at everything that's worth being mad at.
Yes, because you've already fixed either one, you've already fixed the problem, or two, which is more likely, you don't want to fix the problem that needs to be fixed.
No, that's what all the rioters have been doing. And at first, when I saw the whole COVID thing on the list, I thought about, well, there's been an influx in numbers. Well, I wonder where they've come from. Could it be the people in their 30s and 20s going out and rioting, destroying things?
No, did y'all hear what happened at in Tuscaloosa?
No, what happened?
They're throwing COVID parties where they invite a bunch of people over and see who gets infected.
That is genius.
It's stupid.
No. Natural selection.
Exactly. Natural selection.
That's
who gets like that first.
But all the idiots get themselves killed.
That part is genius. Them doing it is not.
Yeah.
No. Whoever did this, treat it like a medal of honor or something. Get an award for literally eliminating the idiots from the gene pool.
Yeah.
Because
it's just like you throw a COVID party and don't show up.
You'd have to be utterly stupid to think, yes, going to a COVID party is genius.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See, the Ozarks in Arkansas, I can understand. Everyone's outside. You've been told for months going outside will solve it. But, Tuscaloosa, that's genius. No. Here's my thing. And Jackson, do you remember when all this started? Remember the statue that was taken down in Birmingham?
I don't remember that.
Well, there was a Confederate.
Which statue was it?
Hold on. There was a Confederate statue somewhere in, I think, Lynn Park or something, and all the African Americans wanted it taken down. Well, here's the thing: in this state, it is in the Constitution that says you cannot take down statues or monuments. And did Woodfin or any of the protesters get a response? No. They got construction.
Sorry folks, audio cut out here.
They were just told, go right ahead, take it down.
See, the thing is, eventually it's going to get to the point where we're going to destroy the history of, we're going to destroy this history of the bad things that have happened.
There are already idiots who want to get rid of World War II, of teaching World War II.
That's stupid. Like, it's a lesson.
It's the Holocaust. You have to teach that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't teach that, then no one's going to be horrified by that anymore.
Why
do you think Spartans in ancient Greece became so ruthless? It was because they were never taught not to be.
Oh no, we're good. Okay. Yeah, there's a reason people teach it.
There's a reason.
And it was painted on the wall of our middle school. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Exactly.
It's not a smart idea to get rid of it.
Yeah, if we get rid of the history of the bad stuff that's happened, then
the bad stuff's going to happen again.
Exactly, and then the whole thing, the cycle is going to repeat itself.
Yep. And this is where you end up with anti-vaxxers and stuff being a problem.
Yeah.
Like, if people don't learn from the fact that their children are dying because they didn't vaccinate them, it's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
What's the next topic?
Pets. Which pet?
Right.
See, okay, I'm gonna start out with this one. I'm gonna say okay. A pet is different for each person.
Mm-hmm.
The perfect pet is different for everybody. There isn't really a pet that's better than another because, one person's best pet might be another person's worst possible pet.
Yep, it goes back to the perception thing.
Yeah, for one person, having a dog might be the best thing in the world, but for another person, maybe they can't have a dog. Maybe they have to have a cat. Mm-hmm. Then they say that a cat is the best thing in the world because their cat is like the best, like is the best thing that ever happened.
Hmm.
Like with Pepper for you, Pepper is adorable.
Yes.
You can't say that that's not, you know.
Yeah. Here, come here, Pepper. Come here. Here you are. She was sleeping on the bed. I think I told Tanner to go get his dog for this segment.
I could get my cat. He might be around here. Probably not. He's probably like staring at a bird out the window. He wants to be a hunter so badly. He wants
So
to
does
like, outside.
does Comet like when he sees a bird, does he like make a weird chirping sort of noise?
No, but he'll like look
No?
at it. Like,
Because
he'll, like,
Brownie will
head
look
around.
at Brownie will look at birds out the window because we have bird feeders in our front lawn, and Brownie will look at the birds, and she'll like make it like a chirping noise. It's like a except it's more like it sounds like she's just kind of like forcing air instead of
Yeah.
actually making a noise.
Yeah.
And it's
You need
like she'll just look at the birds and she'll make that noise. So just watch them because she's just like, if I could break this window right now, you would be dead.
What you need to do is bleep out the names of our cats, so that like if somebody just listens to just that segment, they'll be like so confused because they'll just be like, "Wait, is that a person they're talking about making a weird chirping noise while looking at birds?" Who does that?
It's just like you leave in the front, like the first, like it's, and then it bleeps it, and then it bleeps it. So they just have like they have a letter to work with. Like,
Yeah.
Are they talking about a Connor or like a, I don't know.
Or just like,
Alright.
or you like insert audio of us saying like what person's name.
Okay. I've got to go run and do something real quick, which means I gotta leave. So
Yeah.
I will probably be back in 20 minutes, something like that.
All right,
Do y'all want to keep going, or do y'all want me to come back?
We'll just
we can keep going. I have until 9, I think.
Oh, sweet. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be that long.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll be back
Okay.
later.
If we decide to put this in the podcast, I don't know if we will or not, but the mannequin is
Pepper.
basically a horror series Josiah made with one of his friends, where they basically Josiah's friend was this basically a
Wait,
mannequin that
first,
was-
if you want to go watch it before Jackson explains it, it's going to be linked in the description.
Or search Obi-Wan Kenobi on YouTube and it should be there.
yes, basically this mannequin goes around, kills people. At one point, I think I was in it. I don't know if we ever actually used that footage or not.
We didn't.
Oh, I
This
got
was like
something.
the stuff that was back in 6th grade. You were in 7th grade.
I kind of hope that the footage that I was in was deleted because that was.
It was deleted. We never used, like,
Yes.
I don't think I even have the SD card for it anymore. So.
Yes, I'm happy about that because in that one I was very weird, very strange. Grade. In 7th grade, I was
So
very
it was. Yes. And we
Ooh.
also had. There's nothing in it.
I have another topic we could do. Tanner's phases.
And that's where we are stopping Jackson. We don't want him spoiling future topics.
So we are going to read an entitled parent story, and it's posted by u/Mad Max Furry Road, and it's titled "Entitled Mother Tries to Get Me Fired for Being Gay."
Okay, so so the guy works at a convenience store or a gas station or whatever in a pretty conservative section of the city. As the title implies, he is gay. Gayer than a tree full of monkeys on. I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Nitrous oxide.
Whatever. What he said. He's discreet at work around customers, but he would never answer some of the coworkers' questions since
No, but he would.
since he's the first openly trans gay guy most people meet. At the time, he'd only been working there for about 1.5 months, and Corona wasn't a thing yet. One specific coworker, S, was always asking about his boyfriend, A. He's always delighted to talk about him, so he did. S did her usual, like, oh, that's so sweet, you two are cute, type thing. They went back to doing their jobs, and the rest of the shift had normal gas station nonsense. All was well, or was it? S's mom had apparently heard about him talking to S about his boyfriend somehow and was out for blood. She was a literal Karen, haircut and everything, only a very aggressive Texan. She's also a military wife. This is EM.
I'm going to read this section verbatim. EM came storming in the next day with S and dragged the GM outside. I wasn't working that day, so I don't have a specific dialogue, only the gist of what GM told me later when I worked next. Outside, EM started yelling at GM about how disgusting I am, and how I'm going to taint her daughter because I'm gay and I don't have a disco stick. Culminating in telling me that he needs to fire me because of the conversation S and I had. Poor S was standing there also, probably wanting to melt into the ground as her mom reamed out her boss. Doubt it's the first or the last time it's happened. GM somehow mollified EM and got her to leave, so everyone could go back to normal. My next shift, GM pulls me aside and asked for my side of events. I told him that I was just answering a question S had asked. Then he told me about the meeting with EM and asked me to be more careful with my phrasing to keep things hush-hush. Didn't get fired or even written up. I still work there. So does S, who is bi and out, by the way. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention. The Untitled mother is lesbian. Okay. So, thanks for watching or listening, I guess.
Thank you for listening. Locksmith. This has been the Locksmith podcast. Like if you like the video. Subscribe if you feel like it.